Go ahead.
Our mission, Helping Parents Heal, is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting parents whose children have passed. Through support and resources offered, we aspire to help individuals become shining light parents, meaning a shift from a state of emotional heaviness to one of hopefulness and greater peace of mind. Helping Parents Heal goes a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and afterlife evidence in a non dogmatic way. Helping Parents Heal affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non religious background, and encourage open dialogue. Attendance at this meeting is voluntary. We hope that participants will learn from and share with each other. Discussions here are confidential and not designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. These Zoom meetings run by leadership are not confidential. These meetings typically feature guest presenters and are posted on YouTube so that affiliate members worldwide can watch and benefit. Neither type of Helping Parents Heal meeting is designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers, allowing parents to learn about many possible ways to heal. This includes presenters covering progressive topics such as afterlife evidence and connecting with our children who've passed. The views expressed by our guest speakers may or may not reflect the opinions of Helping Parents Heal leaders and members, so we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally. Welcome, everyone. We're so glad you're here with us this evening. Thank you, Lisa and Kathy, for doing this. It's just so wonderful. I love you both so much.
Yes, we're thrilled to have Lisa and Kathy here. And I must say that I know that they're going to be able to introduce themselves better than what I can do. But before we do, I just want to say, because when I was saying that earlier, it wasn't being recorded. Both of them are such huge parts of helping parents heal. Kathy is obviously one of the affiliate directors, which is a huge role because she's one of the people that allows people to become affiliate leaders, and she, as well as Roseanne and Patty, work really hard to do this. And then Lisa has just become a board member of Helping Parents Heal as well. So she is an affiliate leader of two different groups, as well as a caring listener. And I think you see her on many of the meetings that we need help leading. So she's always there to help, as well as Kathy. Both of them do it all the time. But even more importantly, they are shining light parents, and they understand the journey that we go through to healing. But one of the things that they're going to talk about tonight is how they have healed, and they'll tell more about themselves when I pass it over to them. So, Lisa, are you going to start, or is Kathy going to?
Sure, I'd be happy to start.
Okay, great.
Um, on October 22nd, I did one of these, gratefully for Irene and Elizabeth and all of you. And at the end, there were just so many questions, and so many people wanted to learn more, wanted to know more about how to connect. So Elizabeth, I'm just really, really, really grateful, asked me to do a second one. So this is part two. And I just knew I needed Kathy with me because Kathy and I have been on a parallel journey, so to speak, for several years now. We both mentored with the lovely Mavis Patilla. We both have two children in spirit. Of course, it's hard to say because there's so many of you, including Kathy, are my near and dear soul sisters, basically, is what we are. But I just knew because Kathy and I are going to move forward with helping some of you, whoever's willing to do this, learn how to understand that our kids are with us. Now, as Elizabeth said, both my children are in spirit. Michael was 12. He was severely disabled and he crossed from pneumonia. Now, Anthony was 18 when he crossed 12 years later. He was going to college and went to a party and took a drug and had a heart attack, and that was that. And then all kinds of things happened. So if you want to hear more about that, please watch the October 22nd video. And now I'm going to let Kathy introduce herself, and then we have just something really special planned for you tonight. So I'm glad you've all come.
Thank you, Lisa, and thank you, Irene and Elizabeth, for just for this whole platform and for showing up again and again and again and being such an incredible light for everybody. And as Lisa said, we have been on an amazingly parallel journey. It's just surprising that the more we get to know each other, she's one of my absolute besties, and I love her with my whole heart. As we learn more about each other and our stories, we see the similarities, and we see how so much of our stories just intertwine. It's amazing. So in 2013, my youngest son, Aiden, was 15, and he passed by suicide. And then 8 months later, my oldest son, Connor, was away at college. He was at Penn State. And after a night of partying, he had also taken a drug, whether we don't really know the whole everything that occurred with that, but he had an accidental fall then off of his balcony and joined his brother in spirit. So it has been an amazing journey from the deepest pits of grief that we all have been, and some of us are still there. But the boys have lifted me out. I mean, they have shown me ways to reconnect. I know that they brought me these lovely women here. They brought me to them, and it's always been a choice to take the next step. And I'm just so incredibly grateful that they haven't gone anywhere. They have walked this path with me, and they have shown me step by step where to go. So thank you.
Beautiful, Kathy. What I'd like to share with all of you is we are going to discuss this beautiful book, Life to Afterlife, Helping Parents Heal the Book. And both Elizabeth and Irene, and many of you who may be on here now, shared your stories in this book. And it's really life-changing. If you don't have the book, please get it. But on page 190, there are steps how to heal. And Kathy and I just kind of want to go through those really quickly with you. And before we do that, we want to acknowledge that we have some people on here who perhaps your child has just crossed. And when we say just crossed, we basically mean from yesterday to 2 years, the 2-year mark. It seems to be a specific type of journey during those years. Then there's the 2 years to 5 years, and that's where we're all starting to really kind of get this. We can breathe a little bit. We're starting to really understand a lot more. And then we cross that 5-year mark, and that's where we start seeing, oh my gosh, well, this has always been here. How is it we just didn't know this? And people write beautiful books and create beautiful foundations. What we want to invite you to know is wherever you are on your journey tonight, we embrace you, and we just know you'll hear just the next thing to help you take the next breath. And beyond that, to have an incredibly joy-filled life that I know so many of us on here who are part of Helping Parents Heal can say that we have now. Go ahead, Kathy.
So what Lisa and I are going to do is like she said, there are those 10, and you know, everybody's journey is different and unique and in their own time frame, but there are 10 steps here, and they're not in any order. It's like the 5 stages of grief that Elizabeth Kubler-Ross wrote, and it's not meant to be taken in order. Like I check that off and I'm on to the next one. This is in your own time and how you are able to take things in and move forward with those. But the first thing that we really, I mean, just in our hearts want you to know is that your child is not gone. Your children are not gone. They have left their physical body, yes, but they are still right there, right beside you. There is a veil that separates us. And some people say that it's as thin as wax paper. They can see us. and we are learning to see them again in a new way. For me, I always felt like the veil was this, because my logical brain told me one thing, but my heart was telling me another, and I needed to bring those two into resonance to actually see my children. But I'll tell you just how much they are still right here. The morning that we found out about Connor's passing, we were on our way up to Penn State to meet him for a football game, and we got the phone call from the Penn State police while we were on the road in between Virginia and State College, Pennsylvania. How my husband was able to drive that car to the next exit for us to pull over so that we could just figure out what we were supposed to do was amazing to me. But Connor had lost his college ID that summer. He had to get a new one when he went to school in the fall. We all looked everywhere for it. I think each one of us individually looked for his ID inside that car, tore the car apart, no ID anywhere. That morning when we limped along and pulled over in a McDonald's parking lot on the side of the road in, I don't even know what town we were in, my husband got out of the driver's side, I got out of my side, ran around the car, and my younger son, my middle son, Jack, was with us, and he got out, and we huddled, literally huddled, hugging each other and crying. And I looked down, my husband looked down on the ground, and there was Connor's ID right at our feet. It was not in that car. And so he knew he had to show us right then and there, like, hold on, I'm right here. And I knew at that moment that it was not 3 of us in that huddle. It was 5 of us. Connor and Aiden were in that huddle with us. So your children are wanting to let you know right from the get-go, we are here. We are right here. They have not gone so far.
That's so beautiful, Kathy. I just love that. And I got chills from that story as well. So the second thing on the list is to take 1 breath at a time, then 1 minute at a time until you're ready to move forward. And I just want to invite you to know that it doesn't matter if you're 1 day to 2 years or any of those, wherever you are on the journey. It could be like a wave to become dense again, to become in our, in our physical bodies where we're like, well, they're just not here, and forget that we have this connection with them. So I invite you to know, don't compare yourself with anyone else, because I can't tell you how many times I've called Irene, or I've called Kathy, or I've called any number of you beautiful people and said, oh my gosh, I just feel so, and then I realized, you know what, this really doesn't have anything to do with my children. The first part of this that I talked about on October 22nd, and again, I invite you to go back and listen to it. I said that I noticed that it doesn't matter what's going on in my life, I always blame my kids. I could have a flat tire, and then I say, and my kids are gone. Or I could be tired, and my kids are gone. And it's they who told me, don't blame us, Mom. We're not responsible for everything. Everyone's journey is different. So just know that wherever you are, it's okay. And just please remember to just breathe. Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa. And also, please know that your child is happy. They are healthy and they are home. Anything that they carried with themselves, for themselves in this physical realm, they are relieved of it in spirit. We have a lot to do. We are here for a purpose. We have things to do, and we will be with them when we're ready. But the fact that we're here and that we're breathing is that we have a purpose, not only to accomplish for ourselves, but our children work with us to help us accomplish these things. I know I was told by a medium, I think it was in about year 2 after my boys had gone home, was that they are working with you to accomplish your next steps. And at first I didn't understand what that meant or what she meant by that. But the more I've learned and the more I've connected with them, they have told me what they're doing. Aiden helps me to connect, and Connor brings people to me. And I've seen it happen again and again. I've made so many friends because in their mediumship readings with other mediums, they've said, your son is with Kathy's son, and they're telling me that you need to call her. And I have made incredible connections that way. It's just stunning how our children work not only for us to help us make the next step, but with us, because I believe that we've made this agreement that I will stay here and you will be there, which is really right here, and we will move forward with this together. We have a mission, and they are doing their part.
That's beautiful, Kathy. Thank you. I just want to acknowledge Elizabeth for writing these, because they truly are amazing. And the next one is surround yourself with friends who understand. So that leads right into that when I speak of Elizabeth. It leads right into that when I speak of Irene and Kathy. And I see Cheryl's the next person on my screen. Cheryl's always next. And Cheryl and Tom come to the meetings. And we develop a camaraderie. We don't need to tell each other the story, because the story doesn't matter anymore. Not that we don't feel it, not that our children aren't important, but what's important is how can we grab each other's hands and help to lead each other forward one step at a time, knowing, as Kathy just said, our kids are together, knowing they're there with us. They can fully see us. People ask us, do they miss me? They see you, they're with you, they don't miss you. There have been times I've heard that they miss the physical a little bit, and those are the times where you'll see that's when your dog comes and crawls up on your lap, because our kids can work through that energy. That's when the kitty comes. That's when you'll feel your hairbrush against your face. But it's so important for us to share this intimate stuff with people who understand. If I take it to, my friend from before my kids crossed, they're going to think, oh, that's Lisa. She's just, this makes her feel better. They don't understand this stuff is real. They just don't understand that. So choose your people carefully. And again, I want to invite you to know the groups, the in-person groups. Thank you to Kathy and Patty and Roseanne for all they do. It's so important to try and get together with some Helping Parents Heal people. It's just truly a salve that can help any hurting heart. And we can really laugh. We really can, because there's no judgment there. How can you be laughing? Irene works so hard, and Elizabeth, on the conference. And I hope everyone is saving for 2026, because it's just going to be magnificent. This is a, ooh, I just felt really emotional. This is home. This is home while we're on earth. You people are my home, and I want to thank you for that.
Beautiful, Lisa. Thank you so much. And as Lisa displays so beautifully, as do Irene and Elizabeth, be kind to yourself and to others. It is a hard enough journey, and sometimes we beat ourselves up. We play the what if game. We play the, don't do that to yourself. You need to be kind to yourself. And in helping others, being kind to others and helping them actually feeds our hearts tenfold and helps to raise our vibration. So I think there's a saying, in helping we receive, or in giving we receive. And that's what Helping Parents Heal does. That's what everybody in this room does for everybody else. You don't have to be an affiliate leader. I've seen so many beautiful interactions in the groups that I've been, where you can tell that the people who have been on this journey a little bit longer and somebody new joins the group, it's like energetically you can feel them reaching through the computer to wrap these newer people in love and in just acceptance and where they are in their journey. Ram Dass said, we are all just walking each other home. And that's really what Helping Parents Heal does. We walk each other home, and it can be really incredible and miraculous, a sacred place and a sacred thing to see these people helping each other. It's you all inspire me on a daily basis.
That's beautiful, Kathy. Number 6 of these incredible 10 tools is to express gratitude. And boy, some days that can just be very, very difficult. But there's always something to be grateful for. And many of you may be in a place where you think, no, there's nothing to be grateful for. We had, number one, the most beautiful, amazing children. Hands down, bar none. So there's your number one thing. How can we not be grateful for that? There's always something, whether I'm grateful for feeling cool under my feet, because we're in Arizona and pretty soon it's going to be really hot. So I'm grateful for that right now. That expression of gratitude, it opens a door of your soul. It opens a door for the blessings to come in. It, without you even knowing it, it raises your vibration. I heard somewhere that when those negative thoughts come in, it's so important that I literally say cancel, 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 because thoughts are things, words are things, and we need to hold ourselves the way we know our children would be trying to hold us together. So please express gratitude for anything you can find to be thankful of, because it really does lift us, lift our vibration, even if you don't want it to be lifted. We've got to try and hold each other together. And I'm grateful for all of you.
Thank you, Lisa. And then number 7 in these steps is express forgiveness for yourself and for others. It's no coincidence that that's the number that comes to me, because that was a very large hurdle for me. I spent a very long time climbing that mountain. I carried a lot of guilt, but it is possible. It is possible in learning, and the more you communicate with your child, the more that you learn about where they are and what they're doing and the signs that they send you. Every sign is an act of love. Every sign is a message of love. There's no such thing as a small sign from your child. It can be from finding the smallest heart-shaped stone or pebble to hearing them. Not one of those things is small, because it all has come from love. And if they love you that much, to continually send that beacon of love to you, please embrace that in your heart. Lisa shared a couple of stories in part 1 of this series, that when I heard them, it was another shift in my perspective. And it was how, if you don't mind, Lisa, and I probably will not say it completely correctly, but it was how you understood that when Anthony passed, but by seeing your mother in the closet, was it 3 days beforehand? And her crying over it, and Lisa realizing her mother wasn't crying because she was in heaven, but she was crying because she knew what Lisa was going to go through. So that was 3 days before. So that Lisa knew that meant that it was already done, that there is no timeline in heaven. So her mother knew that Anthony was already there with her. So there was nothing that Lisa could have done to change that outcome. I also had experiences before each one of my children passed, and I handled them very differently. But hearing Lisa, it just totally changed my perspective. I had messages and heard things before Aiden passed, and I thought I was going a little crazy. And I took that as I missed a sign, but it wasn't that I missed a sign. It was that what I truly know now is that the angels were gathering. They were coming to get him. I had a dream visit in which I knew Connor was going to be passing, but I didn't realize it at the time. And then I'd say it was 5 days later when he crossed. And so helping that perspective of these things had already happened when I had the premonitions, it alleviated that guilt from me. It took that there wasn't really anything I could have done to change this. This was our path. And now how will I move forward? So please be kind to yourself. If you're carrying those feelings, know that there's nothing you could have done to change anything, that now we have a choice of how we will step forward with our children. And it's always with them.
That's beautiful, Kathy, and that leads right into number 8, which is, of course, the beautiful infinity symbol. Live each day in honor of your child in spirit. And that is what all of us who are here reaching out to all of you are trying to do. I know I want to do everything I possibly can to help my children, to show, I feel like they're like on my shoulders watching every little thing I do. So if I'm on the phone and I'm rude to a telemarketer, I'm like, oh, sorry guys, because I know they're literally watching everything we're doing. I want to put my best foot forward. I want to bring them with me in absolutely everything I do. And that includes caring for myself. That's one that everyone on here who knows me knows I struggle with. I struggle with wanting to be in my body. I struggle with trying to do the best I can for myself, eating right, exercise. And these are all such important things, especially when we're really just trying to breathe. We need to care for ourselves, but we need to know that our children are with us every day for the rest of our physical experience here. Thank you, Kathy. You know what? I want to go back to that one you just said, because the forgiveness and the guilt is such a big thing. And I know I saw it posted in the Helping Parents Heal pages on the chat this week about someone struggling with guilt. I just want everyone on here to know, and you can, by a show of hands, who didn't feel guilty? It makes no difference how our children crossed. We That's our job as parents. So we all went to the guilt. We've got to let that go. We truly have to let that go. And as Kathy said, it was the sign from my mother that it had already happened. In all the little, so many of us heard, before our child crossed, we knew it earlier in their age or earlier in their life, or something like that. But please be kind to yourself with that. Please be kind. Sorry, Kathy.
No, that's okay, because if you don't mind, I'd like to add on to yours as well about living in honor of our children every day. I live every day now with every act I do. I know it's going to be something I'm going to bring back to them. And when I do join them, I'm going to lay every act I've done at their feet and say, look what we did together, because they're in my heart with everything I do. So I know that they're a part of every act of kindness I do. And I do hope that maybe they're taking a 5-minute break when maybe I'm not so kind, but but really everything in my heart is for my children, the two that are across, the two that are in spirit, and also the one that remains here in the physical with us. So number 9 on our beautiful list is raise your vibration. And that might sound like a tall order if you are in the very beginning or new on this journey, but it is possible to do it in the littlest of ways. Go outside, deep breaths of fresh air, or taking a walk in the woods, connecting with nature is something that we can do. It was something that actually I did, not knowing that I was raising my vibration, but I had to get out every day after Aiden transitioned, and walking in the woods was incredible for me. Eating healthy foods that are good for our bodies. Grief can be so exhausting and it takes a toll on the body. So that will bring our energy down as well. So we have to take care of our body. We have to take care of our mind by being kind to ourselves, by bringing in things of spiritual quality. That will help our spirit. It's mind, body, and soul. And of course, connecting with our children, that takes care of our soul. And we connect, even if you don't feel like you're getting anything back while you're talking to them, it can take some time to recognize what's coming in. So continue to talk with them. Go out for a walk every day. Talk, invite them to go with you. I invite my children everywhere with me, and they've shown up in miraculous ways. Irene taught me that. Irene at one point suggested, don't think you have to do things for them. Invite them to go with you. And I've done it ever since. And they have shown up constantly. And all of that helps to raise our vibration. And when our vibration is up, our awareness expands and we can see more and we can connect more.
That's really beautiful, Kathy. Thank you, Irene, for teaching her that. And the last number 10, and that's kind of one of the reasons why Kathy and I are here doing this together. Number 10 is learn to communicate with your child in spirit. There's automatic writing, guided meditation, the pendulum, dream visits, mirror gazing, forest bathing, Reiki, and much more. We can all do this. Our kids high-five each other when they see us smile, and I just have to smile like Elizabeth because I love when she says that every time. But what I want you to know is Kathy and I, our souls knew that our journey was to be mediums. Communicating with your child is just that. You don't necessarily have to learn to be a medium to communicate with your child. You don't have to want to work professionally as a medium. Perhaps you do, but to communicate with your child. But here's what it was for me. I could see other people's kids, and if I could see them, then of course my kids are here. I don't know why it works this way. It just works this way. Maybe it's, maybe it's the emotions, but I know that first little girl I saw in the white tutu with the leotard dancing at the foot of my bed stunned me. I thought, how could this? It was validated by her mom. How did I know that? If this is real, then of course my boys are here. So that's what Kathy and I want to move forward in teaching all of you. And it was my boys, it was not just my boys, but all our children who said to me in meditation, it's not mediumship, it's simply communication. It's no different than deja vu, or when the phone rings and you're like, oh my God, I was just thinking about you, Kathy, or Irene calls me and I was just thinking about you, Irene. As I said, Michael was severely disabled. He didn't walk or talk. And I know the fathers group, I've had countless people reach out to me about something called the telepathy tapes. And I don't know if Elizabeth knows about them, but hopefully she'll be putting them on her podcast page soon. The telepathy tapes talk about autistic children who have expressed strikingly how they communicate with each other nonverbally. And it's extended beyond that to where it doesn't matter whether we're in a body or out of a body, we still have our consciousness. And as I said, it was Michael with his special needs who taught me how to use all my clairs those 12 years. So I want you all to know we all have this ability. We are born with this. So please don't think that you're not going to be able to communicate with your child. Aren't they amazing, Elizabeth? They really are amazing. And I want everyone to know that you may not, try not to judge. All these 10 things are the ways you're going to learn to communicate with them. We have to be gentle with ourselves. We have to let our guard down. I saw someone said, I'm trying not to joust. We have to put our anger down, just because sometimes the hurt comes out. We have to put that down, and we have to know we can connect to the love. I'm going to take a breath and let Kathy talk now.
So going along with what Lisa said, it is my absolute, knowing it's even more than a belief. If you have a belief, there's a little bit of room for questioning. When you know something, you know it and it's solid. We are made to connect. You're already connecting, whether you realize it or not. Nobody has to give you that or teach you that. You are connection. It just is. So what these steps do is to help you to become aware and to awaken to it in a different way. I mean, we've always talked to our children. We talked to them when they were in the womb. We've always talked to them, and that conversation does not stop. Early on, that same medium told me that when I was ready, I would learn their language. And the more I've learned and the more I've studied and the more I've connected, I've realized I'm not learning any new language. I'm not learning their language because our languages aren't different. This language that comes out of our mouth, that's the one we learned. We didn't know that when we first came in the body, but we came from spirit. And one day we will return there. So that is our natural language. The language that our children communicate with now is our natural language. So we on this journey remember. And so that's what we're all walking together to do, is to remember that connection and that love.
That's beautiful, Kathy. And I just want to say that in the telepathy tapes, they do talk about the fact that the reason that these kids who are autistic are able to, who are nonverbal, are able to communicate is because they merge their energy with their loved ones, the ones who believe that they can actually hear them. And so it's not a different language. It's just a question of letting yourself merge your energy with your beautiful children in spirit. And obviously, Lisa and Kathy also merge their energy with lots of other beautiful kids too. But that's just one of the most important things is letting go and allowing yourself to merge your energy with probably some of the people that you love the most in the world, obviously. So it's not a hard thing to do. But I just wanted to quickly say that. Sorry. I'll let you guys keep speaking. Thank you.
No, I'm glad you did, Elizabeth, because that's exactly what it is. And first, I think we have to believe. And for myself, I know that for me to believe, I could have as many medium readings, and this was early on before I was practicing as a medium, but until you have your own experience, it's always just a little bit, oh, I don't know. But once you have that own personal experience of this absolutely unbelievable sign that in no uncertain terms was 100% for your child, because who else would possibly know about this? There's always that little bit of skepticism in us. So we can tell you all the amazing mediums like Kathy and me, but that's not what we want to teach you. We want to teach you how you can have your experience, you can have your conversation with your child. Just like Elizabeth said, you know, I was talking earlier about the coolness on my feet because it gets hot here. And Spirit's drawing me to an image of just driving down a 2-lane freeway and how it's very hot out, and you can see the road starts looking a little bit like a hologram from the gases that come up. And we've all seen that before. And it's almost like you can stick your hand into this other dimension. It's like a reflection in a pond. I was just talking to Christy Majors about this. There's so many, 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 many ways to connect. The art for the heart, the neurographic imaging that was her very first teaching in the art for the heart group. Go back and watch it again because it really does open your neural pathways for you to be able to think differently and to let some of the trauma go, and let's invite in some of the new processes to where you can accept this incredible connection you still have with your child. The language of love, their language of home. In the telepathy tapes, this young man got very frustrated, and he said to his mom, teach everyone else to speak my language. I don't want to have to talk. And it's just such a paradigm shift. This again, I want you to open yourselves up to really miracles. It's incredible.
And one thing I didn't understand about the connection, and it took me a while. I'm a slow learner. I'm a little thick-headed, so it took me a while to understand how these connections were coming in for me. And so when I would hear a medium at the time say, "I see," and then they would explain, my perception was she sees, like she sees with her eyes, and she's seeing all of this. Most mediums, some do have that gift of seeing externally outside of themselves, which is called objective sight. A lot more mediums, and I'm one of them, I have subjective sight. So I see in my third eye, I see what feels like my imagination. And so that is, our kids will use the path of least resistance to get to us. So if you're a visual person, you may start having these vivid images. If you're more of an auditory person, you may hear things. Some people hear externally, other people hear internally again, and it can be I hear in my own thought voice. And so it can be confusing to that, I thought I was having these epiphanies. I would have these random thoughts that were always of a higher nature. It was always hopeful, helpful, and healing. But it would be of a higher nature. And I would think, I'm having this epiphany. Why would I think that? Until I understood that was my child speaking to me, because I was thinking in one direction, and all of a sudden this higher vibrational thought would come in. And now I realized it was either my guide or my children pushing me in a different direction, helping to lead me away from maybe a darker thought into more light. And so there is a lot of verbiage that can get confusing when we don't understand it.
That's beautiful, Kathy. How was it for you, Elizabeth? I know you say, Morgan, you felt Morgan hug you from the inside. And I know there's so much more to that story. Take a moment and share that with us.
Oh gosh, I would love to. And not only that, I was just creating a free Kindle giveaway. So the book will be free because people were asking how to find it from the 28th of March, so that's tomorrow, until the 1st of April to download on Kindle. So I'm going to go ahead and also just post that link in the chat box, because if I don't, then I'm going to lose it. So if you all go on tomorrow, you can download it for free. And this book was actually created several years ago. It has chapters from Irene, from a lot of other Shining Light parents, explaining how they have moved forward and healed, but it's also based on the documentary that Craig McMahon created, which is Life to Afterlife, Mom, Can You Hear Me? So if anyone's seen that documentary, this is also just kind of a follow-up book to that. And so hopefully you'll be able to download it for free. But for me, I must say that I was very, very fortunate, because in spite of the fact that Morgan was on the other side of the world, I had a shared death experience with him. And I know that it's confusing and sometimes upsetting for people to think that one mom gets a shared death experience with their child and another one doesn't. I think that the reason that I had this shared death experience with Morgan was the fact that I already had a child in spirit. Chelsea had passed when I was in France, and she passed when she was 2 days old. And it was very difficult to be able to go home after being in the hospital for 2 months on an IV. But I was thrilled to be able to see Morgan. He was about 2 years old at the time. And so he was essentially who helped me to heal. And then when Morgan transitioned, he was 20 years old. And I think that ever since Chelsea had been in spirit, I had one foot here and one foot on the other side. And I've been told that the reason that I had that shared death experience with Morgan was because Chelsea was the first person to meet him when he transitioned. She grabbed his hand and led him from Tibet to me. And those hugs that I got from Morgan in the very beginning were the reason that I was able to actually start helping parents heal, because I was wanting to find other parents who were experiencing the same thing that I was experiencing. And I realized that it wasn't necessarily something that everyone did experience, but I thought, oh my gosh, this shared death experience that I had with Morgan, everybody must have these. But I do realize that I was in a different place when Morgan transitioned because of the fact that Chelsea was already over there. I was also doing a lot of work with yoga. I was about to become a yoga instructor, so I was doing a lot of breath work. I was doing a lot of meditation. I was doing a lot of different things that I think also help to be able to understand these signs. And it's it's available to everyone. It's something that all of us can do. I was very, very fortunate. Nobody in my family understood me right away. None of my friends understood me. Everyone thought I was a little bit crazy, just because of the fact that Morgan is so important to me. He has been for his whole life. I never went a day without speaking to him on the phone, even when he was in China, even when he was in France, everywhere that he went, he would always call me. And so um, I think that it was something that no one really believed in the beginning. They kept saying, "Oh my goodness, this is going to lead to some terrible breakdown at some point. You're going to have a really hard time." And it's been almost 16 years now. And I know for sure that Morgan has never stopped being with me. Chelsea has never stopped being with me. And I know that all of our kids are part of that huge group of kids that are over there with them that are having a blast. All of them are having such a great time. They are having so much fun together, learning new things, figuring out how to communicate with us. It's just us who are still in school, who are learning how to communicate with them, and who are having a hard time, obviously. So anyway, I think that that's a really long answer for a short question. I'm sorry, but that's basically my story with Morgan.
I think it's beautiful. It's truly a beautiful story. And I know if you feel you don't have a story, if you feel you didn't have a knowing, or you didn't have maybe some sort of spiritual conversation with your child, or all the things you hear the rest of us talk about, please remember what we told you earlier in these healing tools. Don't compare, because where your brain may be, uh, it, what is it, 2020, we remember things later. You may go back and say, oh my gosh, this did happen. I remember now this did happen. So please don't go into that you haven't had any of these experiences, because that's some of the ways we get things, is we'll hear someone else say it and it'll cause us to go, oh my gosh, yes. Um, kind of in summary, Kathy and I have both alluded to that we want to teach you guys this. We are not prepared tonight to tell you exactly how we're doing it, but we're here to tell you we are doing it. And so please hold on. It will be through Helping Parents Heal. There may be a small fee just so we can keep Helping Parents Heal supported. But we don't want to do, Kathy and I don't want to do this to make money. So it may be free. I don't know yet. We don't know yet. Or it may be $11.11. I don't know. But we are going to be setting something up so that you can all come, you can learn what we know. We want to pass it on to you, because it's just such a valuable tool to let you know that you can connect as well. And I want people to know they're connected. I want to hear you say you're connecting to Michael, or you're connecting to Aiden, or connecting to Morgan, because then you'll know, oh my God, how would I know that? How would I have known that? And that's when you know you've tapped into the great web. You've tapped into the great frequency that we're all at. That's love. It's all love in beautiful little golden cords and wormholes. And once we go beyond that, It's fun. It's joyful. We have conversations like I never even thought we would have about the trees and how the trees talk. Rick said to me yesterday, I love how you talk to all the trees and the plants. I'm like, well, of course, I don't want them to feel lonely. Um, I want you to know that in your deepest, darkest night of the soul comes the greatest opening to see the most beautiful things you'll ever see. And the first thing of that is to see your child and to see that love and to see that it's infinite. And Kathy and I want you both to know, as does Irene and Elizabeth, we were there. We know what you're feeling. So please just take our hands and follow us. We're very excited. And I know Kathy has something to say, but then I think we have a couple minutes if there's any questions.
Really, I'd rather.
Oh, that was Siri. She said she's more of the answering type when I said if there were any questions.
That's so funny because I was just going to say I'd really rather have people ask the questions that they really want to ask. So Siri and I we're on it.
That is so funny. First of all, before we ask questions, could we have a show of hands of how many people, because Lisa was talking about her mother coming to her in 3 days beforehand. How many people either knew that their child wasn't going to stay here for long, or that their child actually told them that they weren't going to stay here for long? It happened to me, definitely, with Morgan. And maybe if you could all just, I think that all of our kids knew before they transitioned. And I think that actually we knew too, in a different way from any of our other children, perhaps if we have the other kids, that they would not be here for long and that they were very, very special children. And I think that that's something that all of us realize. These kids are some of the biggest shining lights, and they are helping us and actually humanity to move forward and heal. And I just want to say one other thing, a little bit out there, but Mark Pitstick, Dr. Mark Pitstick, was so surprised because for years and years I've been saying that the communication that we have with our children is ultimately going to save the world. And back when it started, it was in 2009, and I thought, what in the world? Why am I getting this message? But I really truly believe that they are the ones that can help us to move forward and heal, not just as parents, but as a country, as a world. And I think that they've got our backs and they are helping us every step of the way. I'm sorry. So let's leave some time for questions then.
I'd like to go ahead and answer Eric's question. Why do so many people not want to heal? And I agree with what Jessica said because I was that person. I didn't want to be okay because how could I be okay if my children were gone? It wasn't until I knew 100% in my heart and soul and mind, I didn't make that up. They're still here with me. This is real. It wasn't until I got them and it's like we collided again, where we attached like magnets again, that pulled me to, oh my gosh, this is okay because they're okay. So Jessica, great answer. Do you see
So
that?
there are some other questions here, and I see that a lot of people are saying that that they already knew before their children transitioned that they were going to transition, or that their kids had told them that. Um, and I think that that is something that we all share in common. And one of the things about that is that it is very reassuring to know that no matter what we did, again, trying to make sure that we take guilt out of the equation, there was nothing that we could do because this was going to happen. They are so good now. We're still home, or we're still here in school, and they're home. So anyway, let's see. Serena is saying, my daughter had a dream less than 24 hours that she passed, that I passed. Okay, wait. I just lost it. Was that the soul knowing we would be separated? So maybe, Lisa, did you hear the question? Maybe you could help us with that.
I did, and what I'd like to say is I'd like to bring you back to the soul knowing you would be separated. There's truly, I want to just kind of lean in on that. There's truly no separation. It's an illusion. Separation is an illusion. Take that away with you tonight. But I do believe that you're kind of on the right track, that it was a little bit of a knowing, okay? It's almost like a dream analysis, a soul analysis. It's similar to when Anthony told me he was 18, when he was 4 years old, he told me when he was 18, he was going to leave me. And I thought that meant he was going to go off to college. So our souls 100% know. We set this up. And I had a hard time with this whole plan because I was like, oh yeah, right. Like I'm going to plan this, but Anthony gave me the evidence. My mom gave me the evidence by showing up 3 days before Anthony crossed. Anthony, when he was 2, said, Mommy, I waited forever to come and be your baby. And then when he was 4, told me when he was 18, he was going to leave. So if, all this stuff will come back to us in just the right time when it was supposed to. But we need to number one, let go of that guilt, let go of that. We could have done something about it, and know that our souls truly know everything. And I know Kathy has something beautiful to say too.
I just want to add on to what you were saying. First off, exactly true. There is no separation. So her soul separated from her body, and that's the only thing it's separated from. The dream I had before Connor passed was his exact passing. Everything he experienced, I experienced in the dream. And that was 3 days before he left his body. So I didn't understand it at first because in the dream, it all happened to me, not to him. But that was my soul rising. That was my soul rising, saying, get ready, it's coming. This thing that you knew from the moment you entered the body is now about to happen. And as I say that, I get full body chills, and I know that's always an affirmation for me. So, but then remember, the minute we found out that he had passed, he showed up right away in his ID. But what I didn't tell you all either, that later on that evening, I saw him with my physical eyes. I saw him sleeping on a couch. It was my middle son, Jack, was exhausted, of course, and he was waiting for his cousins to get here from New York. And so he said, I have to go to sleep, but please wake me up. Well, I checked on him like he was a baby again. Every 5 minutes, I was up in that room making sure he was still breathing. And there was a light shining right on him where he was sleeping on this couch. And Jack is like me. I'm a little shorter and a little stockier. My husband's side of the family is a little taller and leaner. Connor was 6'4" and a track star, so he was just all muscle and was about that thin. Had a long neck, long everything. And Jack was like me. And he's a good-looking kid. He's taller than me. He's 5'10" in case he watches this video. But I walked in 3 or 4 times, and it was Jack lying there, and he was breathing, and so I would leave the room. About the 5th time that I walked in to check on him, it was no longer Jack sleeping on that couch. It was Connor. He took up his 6'4" frame, took up the whole couch. Everything about him was long. It was his face. It was everything. And I looked at him one way, and I looked at him another way, and I was just about to say, oh my God, you're here, when I sucked in my breath. And it was Jack again. And Jack woke up and looked at me and said, what are you doing? And I realized everything Connor showed me was the face, the side of him that had been physically damaged in his fall. He showed me it perfect. He was absolutely perfect and gorgeous, and he needed me to know that. So there is no separation. Our souls remember the plan. It's just our minds close that off because it's not meant for us to really truly remember.
Beautiful, Kathy. So the two of you have done such an incredible job this evening, and the fact that you're going to be getting together to be giving courses to help people to connect with their children in spirit is so exciting. I know that everyone here is thrilled. I just want to say that that's a huge undertaking. So all of us are very, very grateful to the two of you. And lots of people have written in the chat box about the fact that they also uh, knew that their children were not going to be here for very long. Again, these kids are just, they're such huge shining lights. They have lived everything that they need to. They've done everything that they need to, and then they get to graduate home. And so, again, we have to pick up the pieces once they transition. But one of the things that's exciting is that we learn so much more through having them transition. We know that there's more. We know that this isn't it. This is just a little tiny speck, a blip on the screen of what our lives really are, and we'll soon be back with them, and it will be as though not 1 second has passed. And again, they're high-fiving each other every single time that they see us smile. So I try to smile as much as I can to make sure that they're really happy with me. But anyway, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Kathy. Did you have anything else you wanted to tell us before we sign off? And then also Irene, if you want to.
Just thank you. Great night to be with everybody. This is what it's all about, being with each other.
Absolutely,
Connecting.
100%. And I'd just like to invite any of you that didn't hear part one of the talk, go back and on the YouTube videos to October 22nd. And just know we are all connected. We're all connected with love and with our kids. And I want to thank Irene and Elizabeth for hosting us.
Thank you. And then I just put the link to the free book that will be available tomorrow. It'll be available until the 1st of April as well. So if you'd like to download it on Kindle, please do so. And then also, yes, 10/22, that's your daughter's birthday. That's beautiful. I also put that link a couple times in the chat box. Let me see if I can just copy it and paste it at the bottom so that people can find it easily. But we have so many people who have said so much in the chat box. I'm not 100%. Oh, no, that's for the book. Oh, here it is, Lisa's talk. Okay, so this is, I'm copying it and then I'm going to paste it once again because that talk was just so amazing and it was so helpful in healing, and as this one was as well. So if you'd like to go back and listen to what she has to say about her own son's transitions and her journey towards healing, please do so. So
Just
thank you.
really quickly, Elizabeth, I just want to say, as I look at each and every one of your faces, I want you all to know you're all an Elizabeth, you're all an Irene, you're all a Kathy, you're all a Lisa. We are miracles, and we are the ones who, with our children, are just going to lead this world into a greater awareness of what love really is. And
And
thank you.
yes, and that our kids are going to be so proud of us when we do. I mean, that's the main thing, is that the only reason that that all of this has happened is because they are stronger over there. They're able to help us even more over there. They are, and it was already planned before we ever got here. But basically, we just need to tune into what they are asking us to do to be able to help them, to help us, and to help everyone to become better people. This journey is all about love, and that's what they already know. And I think all of you already know as well. So,
Yeah. And talk about love. Mara, look at that puppy. Oh my goodness, look at her.
oh,
Oh,
adorable.
Cece, look at
Cute.
that.
Very, very cute. Oh
Yes.
my goodness. So, thank you all for being here. We always ask everyone to unmute and say thank you and good evening to Lisa and Kathy if you'd like to.
Ladies. Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
so
Thank
appreciate
you.
you.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Thank
you so much.
You have a good night.
Good night.
I felt like I
Thank
felt
you.
I felt like I found my home now.
Thank you.
You are home.
Yes, that's
Yes.
right. You are home.
this
This
share.
is your home and this is your family.
Good
Thank
night,
you.
ladies. Thank you
Take
so
care,
much.
everyone.
Good
Have a
night.
wonderful evening.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.